Ciao and welcome back to Fortune Treks. Today, we're tracing a migration story that fundamentally changed the face of Brazil, leaving an indelible mark on its culture, economy, and identity. We're talking about the incredible journey of over 1.5 million Italians who crossed the ocean to find a new life, turning Brazil into the country with the largest number of Italian descendants outside of Italy. This is the epic story of Italian migration to Brazil. The reasons for the exodus: the great wave of Italian migration, primarily from 1870 to 1920, wasn't a single decision, but a perfect storm of push and pull factors. The push factors: trouble in Italy. First, the unification of Italy in the 19th century. While it was a political triumph, it brought about economic hardship, especially to the rural areas. There were high taxes, poor harvest, and a severe agrarian crisis in the 1870s. This made life for countless farmers and peasants in the region like Veneto and Lombardy, and later in the south, simply unsustainable. They faced grinding poverty and had little hope for land ownership. So the promise of becoming a signore, a landowner, was a powerful motivator. The pull factors: the Brazilian invitation. On the other hand of the Atlantic, Brazil had a massive problem. In 1888, slavery was finally abolished. This created a sudden and desperate need for free labor to work the colossal coffee plantations, fazendas, of the southeast, especially in São Paulo, the heart of Brazil's boom. The Brazilian government actively sought European immigrants to fill this gap, and controversially, to whiten the population. They offered subsidized travel and promise of work. The promise was often an illusion, but the need was real. The journey was grueling, but for millions, it was the only option for a better future. New shores, hardships, new homes. The ships arrived primarily at the port of Santos in São Paulo, leading migrants to the famous immigrant hostel in São Paulo. The initial experience for many was brutally tough. Instead of the promised land, some found themselves in a system akin to debt slavery on coffee plantations, where debts for passages and supplies kept them to fazendas. Conditions were so bad that the Italian government had to issue the Preniti Decree in 1902, prohibiting subsidized migration to São Paulo to stop the exploitation. Two parts of settlements. The first part was in São Paulo, the southeast. The majority of the migrants came to São Paulo and they were here to work on the coffee plantations. Later, they transitioned into the urban and industrial workforce as the economy modernized. São Paulo city became a truly Italian-influenced metropolis. The second part, the south, Rio Grande do Sul, Santa Catarina. Many northern Italians, especially from Veneto, were directed to rural colonies in the south. Here, they did receive small plots of land in rough forested terrain. They became independent farmers, founding towns and cultivating crops like grapes for wine making. This area is now Brazil's premier wine region. It was a difficult, decades-long fight for dignity, but their work ethic, their resilience, and their sheer numbers allowed them to carve out a permanent place in their new home. The enduring Italian legacy. Today, it's impossible to imagine Brazil without its Italian heritage. It's a relationship of over 150 years that has enriched Brazilian culture in countless ways. An example of this is its cuisine. Brazilian food wouldn't be the same without the Italian influence. Pizza and pasta are staples. With São Paulo having some of the best Italian food outside of Italy, Even street food favorites like the pastel, a deep fried turnover, have strong roots in Italian fried pastries. Industry and economy. Italian immigrants and their children were the main driving force behind Brazil's early industrialization, particularly in São Paulo. Pioneers like Francesco Matarazzo created some of the country's largest industrial conglomerates. Language and culture. Italian dialects, particularly Italian, a Venetian-based language, are still spoken in parts of the South. Italian traditions, festivals, and last names are everywhere. Over 30 million Brazilians, about 15% of the population, claim Italian ancestry, including countless politicians, artists, and athletes. From the bustling streets of São Paulo, where Italian surnames are common, to the vineyards in Rio Grande do Sul, the story of Italian migration to Brazil is a testament of perseverance and cultural fusion. They didn't just find a new life, they helped build a new nation. Thanks for watching. What other migration stories should I cover? And don't forget to leave a comment for me in the comment section. I'll be there waiting for you. And like and subscribe. Arrivederci!